Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, and opening week for Call of Duty Vanguard has been an incredibly divisive week amongst the community. A lot of people are very excited about the game, they're enjoying the game, they're pleasantly surprised by the game, and they're definitely enjoying the fact that we have lots of multiplayer maps at launch, which is leading a lot of people to say this is the most complete COD that we've had at launch in a very long time. I'm here to say that's not true. I think a lot of people have been conditioned to feel as though just because we have extra multiplayer maps that the game feels a lot more complete, when in reality, this game is in beta stage at best. It is incredibly rough around the edges. Now, don't get me wrong, I've been enjoying my time playing Call of Duty Vanguard. It's been a nice change of pace. It's been enjoyable to play, but that does not excuse the fact that there are so many problems with this game that ruin the experience for so many people. I would say that this game, once again, feels much more like a beta than it does the full launch of a AAA title by a developer and a publisher that makes millions upon millions upon millions of dollars every single year. I mean, for crying out loud, this is the best-selling game every year, regardless of what game comes out. The only games that come out that beat COD every year would be like Grand Theft Autos, essentially, or maybe Red Dead Redemption 2. That's it. Call of Duty is always number one. It is like the best-selling game out there. It is a cultural phenomenon, yet for some reason, every single year, despite all the developers in the 3-year dev cycle, we always have these problems at launch. The focus of this video is going to be pointing out a bunch of problems that we have so far with Call of Duty Vanguard, not just to be a negative Nancy, not just to complain about random things, but rather so that the folks at Sledgehammer Games have one cohesive video they can look at and realize all these problems that exist and hopefully get a patch out sooner rather than later, because right now we're at the point where the game's been out for almost a week and we haven't really heard anything from Sledgehammer besides this little post right here where they say that the game was made by thousands of people at home during a global pandemic, which is kind of like their way of trying to make an excuse almost for the very buggy state of the launch. But regardless, that's the focus of this video. It's to point out these problems, not to just like sound like a dick or not just to complain, but rather provide constructive criticism for Sledgehammer Games and Treyarch so that they can hopefully fix the game sooner rather than later and people can start enjoying Call of Duty Vanguard more than they already are. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Number one, we have massive packet bursts at the very beginning or the very end of matches that can crash the game. My game has personally crashed like 20 times or so, and this happens on both PC as well as console. Number two, final kills are incredibly laggy and buggy. They barely show what happens most of the time, and oftentimes they just really don't work. Number three, the MVP voting screens oftentimes also do not work and show you under the map for some reason. Number four, grenades can kill you through walls. I feel like walls should be able to block grenades, but they do not here in this game. Number five, the riot shield does not protect you at all when it's on your back, and it's also curved so that when you're using it in front of you and you're hiding behind it, people can still just shoot your head, making the riot shield virtually useless. Number six, combat records do not track stats properly, especially when it comes to the combat knife. Number seven, combat records cannot be sorted by most kills, most uses, or anything else really. It's basically just alphabetical order and that's it, which kind of defeats the entire purpose. Number eight, after matches, the game will say that you unlocked attachments that you're still one weapon level away from actually unlocking, which is frustrating because at the very end of the game, it's like, hey, you have this new thing, and then you go check and you're like, wait, I don't have that new thing. Why'd you lie to me? Number nine, searching for specific combat pacings such as Blitz will oftentimes put you in the tactical or assault combat pacing playlists and vice versa. Basically, it doesn't really matter what you pick, it'll oftentimes just throw you into random game modes. Number 10, alt-tabbing in and out of the game can cause massive amounts of packet burst. Number 11, private matches do not have a free spectate option, and also, just a side thing, because they're hosted on dedicated servers, you also get all the packet loss issues with private matches the same way you would for normal online public matches. Number 12, all of Constance's uniform options are the exact same, which is a shame. Number 13, Arthur's uniform clips into his watch. It's not a big deal, but it's something that bothers me every time I play that character. Number 14, the vital proficiency is completely busted on the STG-44, as well as a number of other weapons, making them completely ridiculously powerful and making it a required proficiency that should be looked at. Number 15, prestige mode does not show your level, but rather what prestige you are. I'm not sure if this is intentional, but it's pretty weird seeing that first prestiges are all level 1, second prestiges are all level 2, and third prestiges are all level 3. Number 16, prestiging does not show your ranks or your experience. It's all just a crapshoot, and you're basically left to guess how much XP you need to actually level up. Number 17, calling cards do not show what you did to earn them. If this is not a bug, then it should be updated regardless, because there are so many calling cards in this game, and I have no idea what I did to unlock any of them. Number 18, the option to remove new unlocks, that infamous green green dots thing that we have in every single COD doesn't work, like it does not work in virtually every other COD. Number 19, you can glitch inside this wall on subpens, making yourself outside the map. It's a fun glitch to do in private matches, but it can ruin multiplayer matches if it gets out, which I guess it's getting out here in this video. Number 20, you can glitch inside this rock on Desert Siege. Once again, you don't see it too often in public matches, but you can actually do it, and as soon as people see this video, they're going to start doing it, so hopefully that gets fixed pretty soon. Number 21, stun grenades do 20 damage by default, which makes them busted in both core game modes as well as hardcore game modes. Number 22, reticle challenges in multiplayer do not track whatsoever. They do track in zombies, however, which is pretty nice, but they don't track in multiplayer really at all. But speaking of zombies, number 23, zombies does not have a pack-a-punch camo. Number 24, zombies does not have a combat record of any kind. Number 25, pausing in zombies doesn't actually pause the game, and as a result, you still die. Number 26, even while pack-a-punched, most of the guns in the game do not have the pack-a-punch sound or the pack-a-punch muzzle flash. Some weapons do, but most weapons do not, and once again, there is no pack-a-punch camo in zombies whatsoever. Now, next up here, we have a number of weapon challenges in the game that are completely busted in a lot of ways. So here are going to be examples of weapon challenges that do not work whatsoever, but I'm not going to be able to cover all of them. I'm sure there's much more than what's here on this list. But continuing on, number 27, the double-barrel shotgun is impossible to get gold because one of the challenges requires you to use an attachment that does not exist. The 3-line sniper rifle has a challenge that requires you to get kills with the vital proficiency, despite the vital proficiency not existing for the 3-line sniper rifle. Number 29, sniper rifles require point blanks to get gold, 100 point blank kills for a bolt action sniper. That is obscene. It seems like this is a copy-paste challenge from another category that does not belong in the sniper rifle category. Number 30, sniper rifles require 100 bloodthirsties for one of their challenges, despite most other weapon categories only needing 30 bloodthirsties. So why is there 100 for sniper rifles? That seems pretty busted. Number 31, there is a challenge to get 100 kills with 7 attachments on your pistols. Meanwhile, pistols can only have maximum 6 attachments, making that challenge completely impossible. Number 32, the Panzerfaust either cannot reach UAVs or it gets hit markers on them, which makes several challenges completely impossible. Number 33, the Automaton has a challenge that requires you to get 100 kills with the Assassin proficiency, despite there not being an Assassin proficiency available for that particular weapon. Number 34, headshots and kill challenges for several weapons, including the STG-44 and the M1 Grand, do not track properly. Number 35, long shot challenges do not track properly on several weapons, including the MP40 and the MK11 launcher. Number 36, the challenge to get kills on stunned enemies while using the combat knife doesn't work. It only works when you yourself are stunned and get a knife kill, which makes absolutely no sense. Moving away from camo challenges here for a moment, number 37, there is a glitch to automatically unlock and use atomic as well as dark aether camo, which is definitely something that should be fixed right away. Number 38, attack dogs and even guard dogs occasionally are completely invincible, as you can see here in this clip. Number 39, occasionally parties disband and you're not able to leave without hard resetting your game, as the game still thinks you're in a party when you're not. As you guys can see, you can keep trying to back out and back out and back out, but you can't back out because the game thinks you're in a party even when you're not, so that's definitely pretty frustrating. Number 40, there is a bug that resets your field of view randomly when you join into a match, and it cannot be fixed until you leave the game, which is painfully frustrating if you're somebody that's used to getting the game at a very high FOV, or you're somebody that gets motion sick when they play the low FOV. It's very frustrating when randomly you load into a match and suddenly you're back at your default field of view. And number 41, 24/7 playlists, like the new Das House playlist, will only put you on that map for one match, before then randomly throwing you into a completely random playlist. I could go on and on here, guys, but there are 41 pretty big problems, in my own personal opinion, here within Call of Duty Vanguard. Again, I do feel as though the game itself is a solid game. There's a great foundation here. I can see myself playing and enjoying Call of Duty Vanguard for the entire year. I'm very excited to see what the folks at Sledgehammer and Treyarch have to offer for this game when it comes to the seasons 1 through 6. Like, it's probably going to be a pretty fun year, but let's not be delusional here by saying that this is the most complete game at launch, when in reality, there are all these problems here, guys. There are so many issues with Call of Duty Vanguard. Yes, it is nice that we have 16 maps at launch, but keep in mind, that's almost like a Stockholm syndrome at this point, right? Because back in the day, it was commonplace to get anywhere from 14 to 16 maps at launch. We just got used to that, right? And then eventually they slowly started lowering that number down to 10 maps at launch, 9 maps at launch, 8 maps at launch when it came to Black Ops Cold War. We got conditioned to think that it's acceptable to have 8 original multiplayer maps at launch, whereas now they finally go back to what they used to do back in the day, which is what part of what made COD so great, and now suddenly people are like looking past all these issues and praising the game for having the multiplayer maps. Again, it's okay to praise them for having multiplayer maps. It is great to have 14 original maps at launch as well as 2 remakes from Call of Duty World at War. That feels fantastic and it's so much fun. But there are all of these issues still, and these issues need to be addressed for the game to have a healthy, sustainable life cycle going from now up until when the Call of Duty Modern Warfare Roman numeral 2 comes out next October/November. But ladies and gentlemen, that is pretty much all for this video here today. I do truly hope that Sledgehammer Games sees this video. I hope that they're actually taking all this feedback to heart, and I'm hoping that there's going to be a massive first patch for this game that addresses most, if not all, of these issues. But right now, Sledgehammer has been pretty quiet. They haven't really told us anything about what's going to be happening to the game in the relatively near future. So here's the hoping that multiplayer and zombies get fixed in the relatively near future. But ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys all enjoyed today's video. If any of the folks at Sledgehammer or Treyarch happen to catch this video, be sure to put all of your thoughts and feedback down there in the comments. Other possible bugs or issues that you have come across that were not featured in this video right here, so they can see that in the comments. Be sure to go ahead and do that. I hope you guys all enjoyed. Thank you all so much for listening. Be sure to subscribe if you guys are new around here, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.